Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Sorry about my face cam. It's a little down at the moment, but there's not much I can do about that at the current time. You just have to see me with half of my head cut off, so to speak. Anyway, this is just going to be a little lesson I wanted to do, because I've seen a few GMS videos, and they speak about this subject, and in my personal opinion, I think they're breaking down this verse incorrectly, and I'm going to provide evidence to support my statement. Now, this isn't really, a big, this is a doctrine changer. No, this is just a little something I was thinking about, because I seen Elder Dahar read this verse and say this is after Babylon falls. But then I thought to myself, wait a second. How could this verse be after Babylon falls if literally right after this verse, then it goes into Babylon falling? So this cannot be talking about after the fall of Babylon. This has to be talking about this place just before it falls. Okay? And I'm going to show you how Revelation chapter 18 and verse, let me see. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 2. Alright? This verse is interpreted incorrectly. Okay, now I can understand why somebody might break this down the way they do, like GMS, but I'm going to show you how this is talking about something completely different. Alright, this is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 2. It says, or actually, let's start at verse 1. After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Listen here, and this is verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now, if you read that off the start, it's going to sound like, yeah, well, Babylon had to fall. But hold on a second. How could that verse be talking about after Babylon falls, if literally next it goes into how this country's falling? Like John's seen this, like if you were to watch a movie, he's describing how all this is happening at once. Okay, so this verse can't be talking about afterwards. This is talking about this. You see on the screen here, it says someone dropped a KFC feast on the pavement. Twitter hunt for person. Right. So how are these unclean birds? Because these birds, if you live in America, you know that if you go by the fast food restaurants, they always wait there for people to drop food on the ground. Now, what is this food usually made with? Like, fast food restaurants, a lot of it's made with grease and stuff like that. That, this isn't stuff birds are supposed to eat. Okay, so I'm going to read this verse again. This is what it's referring to. This is not talking about after America falls. Because if that was the case, then again, if you read on more, the next few verses on down to the last verse are talking about Babylon falling. So how can this be after it happens if it literally goes into it happening in front of him? Just if you read the whole chapter. Okay? You see how that makes no sense? Let's see. Let's read the verse again. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now it says the hold of every foul spirit. Alright? Now what is that talking about? You see the spirit of people around here, man. Okay? Majority of people are usually in a bad mood, man. Alright? In a hateful mood. The scriptures say in the last times the love of many shall wax cold. Okay? The scriptures tell you in the last times that one shall turn against another, many shall hate each other. Okay? So this can't be talking about after Babylon falls, because the scriptures tell you in Isaiah the 13th chapter that there shall be no inhabitants of the land. Okay? So let's read that part again. It says, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Okay? The hold of every foul spirit. So how could this be after Babylon falls if there's going to be no person dwelling in this land after it falls? And it tells you that in Isaiah the 13th chapter. You see how that don't make any sense? So the only way we could explain this is talking about birds defiled, with fast food. And it's also talking about before Babylon falls with the foul spirits. That's talking about majority of people in this land. All right, because majority of people are usually in a bad, angry, pissed off spirit, man. Okay, so this can't be talking about after this place falls. This has to be before it. Now it says she is fallen, but that doesn't necessarily mean the whole land mass has been destroyed. That means that, that maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Fallen as in the state that she is not the state that she used to be. Okay, for example, she is indeed fallen. At one time, everybody used to think this place had streets painted with gold, man. Okay, but now people are starting to see that this country's full of shit, man. Okay, they're now waking up. So yeah, Babylon is falling, man. Maybe not physically, but spiritually it is. Okay, the sidewalks have cracks in it everywhere, man. I'll tell you, man, I went on a 2 damn mile walk today, man. Almost every concrete slab that I walked over had at least 2 damn cracks in it, man. Alright? Every few weeks you always see a new bridge that's been, destroyed, but basically fell in on itself because it wasn't built correctly. Alright, some houses, they end up falling and getting, mold or mildew build up inside. But, hey, back then, you still have houses that were built 100 years ago who are still standing today, man. So America indeed has fallen, man, from the state that it used to be, man. Okay, so this verse is not talking about after this country falls. This is talking about before America falls. Okay? Once again, not that this is like a doctrine changer or nothing. I just felt the need to clarify that because I think I was pretty much the only one who noticed that, who felt that it needed to be corrected. Because again, after Babylon falls, there will be birds dwelling here. But as it just said, the whole of every the habitation of devils and the whole of every foul spirit. But again, how could there be spirits here if the scriptures tell you in Isaiah the 13th chapter that once Babylon falls, nobody will ever dwell there again? Now, what is a spirit? A spirit is inside of a person. Okay, spirits don't walk around by themselves, man. Okay, so if there's a spirit, that has to be talking about a person being there. You know what I mean? So that was just my little thing I wanted to bring that out real quick. I hope that was edifying, and until the next time, I'm gonna say shalom.